What's up YouTube, ODST General back again with another Operation Trebuchet news update. It's been a couple weeks since my last post, guys, but I do apologize for that. There is a number of things to talk about, though. We had some updates and a lot of new stuff to share, so let's go ahead and take a look at it. Starting us off, we had a push to the official branch of the mod. This update included 247 H decals that now move with the gun. Updated MA5B custom reloads, which have caused some issues with Spartan reload animations. It looks like that's going to be addressed at least on the dev branch in the not too distant future, so hopefully that'll be pushed fairly quickly to the live build once that's sorted. That is still work in progress though, so it's hard to say if that's actually going to be fixed in the short term or not, but hopefully something will be able to get sorted with that nonetheless. Weapon icons were done for the VK and the AR. I am not positive, but I believe these were done by baseplate. This isn't explicitly mentioned in the patch, but there was some discussion about this. I just don't know if these were actually his or if custom ones were created for the mod for those internally. The lance and sight textures updated to better match renders. I believe this also brings them closer in line with the other assets that have been recently updated as far as textures and stuff that we talked about for previous dev build updates. Added more magazines to the Bison. Grenade launcher reticle for grenade launchers. Spartans have matching camouflage now. This is so long overdue. This has always bothered me. It's one of those things, I don't play Spartans a whole lot, but for the purposes of like screenshots and stuff like this, just the mismatching textures between the helmets and the armor always kill me inside. So I'm very excited to see this update. Very happy about that. The M494 Oryx IFV was added to the mod, and the lowered M808S, or the M808S armor has been lowered from 815 to 808. Alright, so that is the update, so let's go ahead and talk about what's being worked on for future updates. Starting us off, we have another battle rifle, and I know some of you guys are groaning already, but just bear with me on this. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous asset. This was done by Forky with some additional work by Frosty on the model. So this was, sent into the Operation Trebuchet dev team, and Freeman is doing the textures for this thing, so it's probably getting pretty close to done already. This is it's a pretty sleek looking weapon. There's not a whole lot to say about it. It's at the end of the day, it's another battle rifle. So this is the BR55, not the 75 or anything else. So this is the BR55. And it will probably just replace, something in the mod, I'm guessing. They should be able to just use the current configs and everything. So I'm guessing we'll probably see this thing relatively soon, but it's hard to say for certain. Then, as I stated, the Oryx was added, so I've actually got footage of the Oryx in here. This was initially in dev build. Now the Oryx is actually still going under a lot of tweaks and changes, so even though it's in the dev build, or in the live build, I mean to say, expect changes to it in the dev build going forwards, tweaking things like ammo potentially, its movement, a whole bunch of other stuff. There's been a lot of feedback on the Oryx, and it's still going under a lot of tweaks and changes because of that. So, expect that going forward. And then, along with the Oryx, we had talked about a new M808B that was done by Vlad, and the model for that's now in game. This is still just initially getting in, so it's kind of at the first stage we saw the Oryx in game. There's no shadows underneath it, presumably doesn't drive or do anything else yet. The windows on it are very, very blue. I don't know what that's about. I'm guessing they're supposed to be transparent and the LODs haven't been set up properly or something. I'm actually not sure what the what transparency for the model sits. On Arma, I'm not sure if that's set up through an LOD or something else, but other than that, it's a gorgeous looking model. Definitely looking forward to seeing its continued development. Alright, so then that takes us on over to community. Now, as far as community goes, there's not a huge amount of extra news, but there's a lot of big stuff in the news. So, starting us off, we have New Mombasa, which has gotten a update pushed to the Steam build. So the Steam Workshop build for New Mombasa has been updated. This is still not a finished project, but it has resumed work. It was basically on a extended hiatus for like a month or two now, and no work was really done in that time. A lot of the contributors were all working on other projects and different things, and everybody just kind of lost focus on it. But with this update, it adds in a whole bunch of new sections to the city. I just did a brief flyover of the city so you guys can get kind of a quick look at it, but we've already shown this off in more detail previously, so I'll just kind of leave that there and move on to the next thing. So this one's going to be really big for a lot of you guys. A melee mod that adds the energy sword and the brute hammer was done for an independent mod. Now these were downscaled versions, they weren't perfect, they only worked with standard brains. However, that has prompted Webknight, who many of you guys know in the community, to go ahead and take on the challenge of doing Spartan compatibility for his melee mod, which means that Spartans will now be able to use melee weapons and stuff. And this is a very popular mod, so a lot of people have been waiting for a long time. There have been whispers and stuff about this for honestly months and stuff now, so actually getting to see this work in progress, I'm really excited for it. I know a lot of people in the community are probably going to be very, very happy once this actually gets implemented. And then on the same front, we have an individual, and this was posted, but I couldn't find the original source, so I don't know too much about this. Unfortunately, I don't know the source of the model, if this guy did the model, or where this is from, or anything like that. So I just want to kind of put a little bit of a disclaimer in front of it. The individual who did this name is Thomas, based off the file path for these videos. But he is working on rigging a grunt and doing grunt animations and getting that ported into Arma, which, as I'm sure you guys are all aware, is something the community has wanted for quite a long time. It's been something that's been taken on a couple times, but I haven't really seen it go anywhere previously, so hopefully, fingers crossed, this guy can get something done with the grunts. And we'll get to see this released to the public at some point. I know the first MU not super long ago teased, working on the grunts, and then they've been really silent on that. And obviously the jackals were probably a little bit higher priority for them more recently. And again, with that, I haven't heard anything in a little bit either. And then to wrap us up, I actually have something that's not a asset for the game. This is actually something that was posted on the Operation Trebuchet Reddit page, and this is a machinima, a long format machinima, about 23 minutes or something like that. I can't remember the exact runtime offhand, but it's called Vesuvius, and it's a pretty cool machinima. It's not something that we really see in the community a whole lot. There's a lot of short clips and stuff for like mission intros and stuff like that, and mission briefs, but we don't really see a whole lot of like proper machinima with story plots and all that other stuff. So this was definitely something that stood out to me, and a lot of gorgeous cinematic shots and stuff like that. So you guys should definitely check that out too if you guys get the opportunity. I'll try to remember that by the time I actually go to post this video, to include a link and everything for it, but no promises. So if you guys do want to see that, and the link's not in the description or comments or whatever, head on over to the Operation Trebuchet Reddit, and it's on there. Alright guys, with that being said, that is everything I have to talk about this week, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, as always, I want to know what you guys were most excited for from this week's video. What would you guys like to see change the most in the future of Operation Trebuchet? Let me know those things in the comments below, guys, and other than that, take it easy. I'll see you in the next one.